All right, welcome back to Global Conflict TCG. My name is Ryan. Appreciate you showing up. This is going to be a quick video. I just recently received my second print run from the Game Crafter. I want to do a quick compare and contrast and just show you some of the differences, some of the tweaks that I made in these cards, and then tell you what tweaks I still need to make on my third print run whenever I do that. Let's take a look. So right here, this is from my first print run from a few months ago. This is my second print run. You can see some of the difference. So looking at the card backs, um, in my second print run, you could tell that the border is actually gray. That's how it's intended to be. So in my Affinity photo editor, I actually did use like a gray type of border color with the blue hexagons. And then this color here around the ring is actually a navy blue. In the camera, it looks black, but in real life, it is navy blue. You can see the hexagon backings. There's a little bit of transparency. But just overall, I will tell you that the image is a little bit sharper compared to this one. On camera, this pops because there's a lot of blue. So one of my complaints about my first print run that I did is just the entire card has a blue hue to it, which is why the radar kind of pops off in the camera. But the entire card has a blue hue. And the reason why it's all my fault. I didn't read the instructions, and when I sent my first set of cards to the Game Crafter to get printed, um, I sent them as JPEG files. And Game Crafter specifically recommends that you send your files as PNGs, since they come through into their system. They're more color accurate and they just have overall better sharpness. And that is 100% the case. I'll show you here. So I'm going to flip these over. First set we're going to look at is the NHA faction. So, um, full disclosure, I have made changes to the card since then. So the blue on this new print run right here is different than the blue hue that I have here. After receiving this first print run, I noticed that I needed to brighten up the cards a little bit. I also zoomed in on the image some more. So, it does have like a little bit better image. You can see the soldier a little bit easier. But if we go back to the borders here, you can see that the borders on the old card, it just kind of has this blue tint to it. The entire thing is blue. And then the color in the picture is kind of dark, whereas the PNG file over here, the picture is sharper. The border on the outside is actually gray. It's got a metal grain to it, which is what I intended to have. So just overall, I will admit the picture is sharper. Um, I might still have some tweaks to do, try to get a little bit sharper, but overall, I'm a lot happier with the PNG file print run that I did. I would say, coming in the next few weeks, I'm going to probably do another print run. I've already made the changes to these cards, so I ended up bumping up the font size on these. So the attack titles and then attack descriptions, that font size is actually getting bumped up from I think like a 0.5 to a 0.6. So it is going to be quite a bit bigger, a little bit easier to read. So just in certain areas, I'm going to try to pump it up and try to make that better. So you can see here the card just overall is just brighter, has a brighter hue, it just pops more in your hand. And then in person, the card is much sharper than my first print run. It doesn't look as dull. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple other factions, then we'll get you out of here. So next one here, we'll look at the SAA. So this is the South American Alliance. And we can see here, we got, if you can't tell already, this is the first print run right here that I did. It's very muted, kind of flat, very boring. And this is my second print run. PNG file, it's a lot sharper. I actually did not tweak the images. It's actually the same image from card to card, so it looks exactly the same. But what I did change was the yellow backing of the card. So you can just see it just pops in the center more. I have a gradient applied to it with the metal filter and a little bit of noise. So just overall, trying to convey it in the video, but what I can tell you is absolutely in person, it looks 100 times better. So, and then let's go real quick to the next faction. This is the UAF faction, probably one of my favorite. I'll be honest, I absolutely love the color of this card in person on my new print run, which is this guy here, is the new print. Gosh, in the camera, it just doesn't do it justice. This card absolutely pops in your hand compared to my old print run here, which is just a lot muted, a lot darker. This one's much more color accurate. So let's see if I can try to get this a little bit closer. There we go. That looked a little bit better. So yeah, the camera is trying to color compensate, but this thing is banging. I'm telling you, in person, it is much better. Um, actually, on that note, I'm gonna post some really high res pictures to my Twitter account. If you want to check it out, it's G GC underscore TCG underscore official at Twitter. I'll also have it in the description of this video. I'm gonna put some high res images of my new print run. It's miles better and definitely something you guys need to check out. So we got the next one here. So this is the CAC. This one pops a little bit better on the camera. New print run on this side, just a brighter red. I did change the color hue. This one looks more kind of like a pink, like rose color. But just overall, this PNG file is much sharper. Um, Highly recommend it. And then, it's essentially the same card, but just the color is way better on this new print run. But that's pretty much it. I'll show you one more. I got a couple mercenaries here. So you're going to see my original Frank Fortress. Actually, it was named Frank Castle after the Punisher. But here we go. Check that out. I did make some tweaks to this. I have a hexagon texture kind of around the edge of the card now. But this one really shows off the border and kind of that blue hue that I was talking about. Just blue hue all the way around the old print run here. Everything looks blue. It's supposed to be like a grayish metal type of texture color, but just looks blue, which I was pretty disappointed with. And then the rest of the card just really looks kind of faded. It looks very like washed out or like it had sat in the sun for too long. So yeah, this is a JPEG file. Highly recommend if you're gonna go, print cards at the Game Crafter. By all means, use PNG files. This is PNG file here. It's much sharper. Image is a lot clearer. The colors much more color accurate, and just overall just way better quality. So shout out to the Game Crafter. I appreciate them. This second print run, I'm a lot happier with it. Like I said, there's still some tweaks that I got to make. I'm gonna bump up the font size so it's easier to read. So these are gonna be like like a 6-point font, and then that'll help a lot, and it'll take up some of the real estate too. But that's all I got. Like I said, it's gonna be a short video, but just wanted to point out, some of the difference between these cards, and just let you know, make sure you use the PNG file. It's gonna help you out a lot. All right, so that's all I got, and I'm signing out, and I hope to see you at the next video. Thanks.